Boys and girls, dirty birds of all ages.
Yeah.
Friday Night Madness is the business. Oh, and by the way, the haters, we ain't forgot about you.
Ain't
That
forget.
same spot, that same corner, that same seat with a stack of done hat for you. Take your
Mm,
place. It's about to
mm-hmm.
get real interesting for you.
About to get real interesting. They let the two of the realists on here. Two of the realists on here. Uh oh.
Oh, the wolf and
Uh
the red
oh.
dog, ladies and gentlemen.
Uh oh. Yeesh. About to get lit.
Yeah.
Big Sam. What's up, baby? Where we going? Where we going?
How's it
Colin, where
going?
we
How's
going?
it going?
Oh,
Hey,
feeling good.
we here to talk about it. We got training camp talk. We got
Right.
NBA draft talk. We
Definitely.
got a little baseball talk.
Definitely.
You know,
Definitely.
we got a lot to talk.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You want to start off, man? I want to start off with talking about Colin, if I could, real quick, and what's going
Oh,
on with him.
knock it out.
I think I shot a video, and I think he deserves another shot. And I'm not understanding why they're not giving him another shot. They saying this, they're not giving him another shot because of the fan bases. Some fan bases are a turn and this, that, and the third. But is what he did worse than some of the other NFL players that have done things? You see what I'm saying? Because to me, if you stand on something that's for some positive and some changes in the community, I'm for that.
Right,
You see what I'm saying?
right,
So I don't get it. And then he even said he would take a backup role because he hasn't played in a long time.
right.
And what I said was, if Cam Newton believe he's better than some of the top 32 quarterbacks playing, I gotta believe Colin is better than some of the 32 quarterbacks that starting in the NFL. Definitely better than some of the backup quarterbacks in the NFL. You know.
You know,
So
a large part of the problem with this situation was um people took a different perspective when he won the lawsuit against the NFL
hmm yeah.
and he got that bag.
hmm hmm Yeah.
Um, and 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 it wasn't like he sat on it he did a lot of stuff. He made foundations. He built charities and things of that nature.
hmm
All of that. But
Yeah.
for whatever reason, people seem to have a problem that he got that bag.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
People have a problem that he got that bag.
And he got how much he get,
I
Sam? How
mean,
much?
um, that was the thing. Neither side went into how much it was. There were it was a lot more than 30 million. I can say that much.
Okay.
A lot more than that. He got a bag.
Right.
I mean, with all of what it was about, and then what he dealt with. We're talking about that. I mean, that man dealt with threats on his life against his family.
Yeah.
There's slander from other NFL players, outside organizations, politicians. I mean,
hmm
he really sacrificed his career for a voice.
Yeah. 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 But I gotta
And for
believe
and
he's
for,
better
for,
than.
for on that note, a lot of people are missing that. This
Right.
man gave up his career for a voice on a conversation that had to be had.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all people want to talk about now he calling him a sellout because he won a justifiable lawsuit
hmm
and got the bag.
Got the bag.
And also accomplished his mission, the conversation. The
hmm
conversation accomplished a few things.
Right.
May not have been on the level that a lot of people wanted, but it accomplished a few things.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, my thing about it is, how you gonna be mad with that man? You didn't stand up for it. You didn't sacrifice your career for it. You didn't go up against the Shield for it. So who are you to have a problem with this man accomplishing his mission and whatever he got out of it, whether he benefited or didn't benefit because it was on both sides. He lost his career for that.
But OG, I think it's not even. I don't even think I don't even think it's the fans. I think it's the owners because the owners got
Yeah.
their own club. You know what I'm saying? They can.
Oh yeah.
They
Oh,
they
the
got their
Billionaire
own.
Boys Club. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah. They
yeah.
got their own. So I think it's
Oh
like
yeah.
they try to put it on the fans. They try to put it on the fans, but man, listen, there's a lot of dog lovers out there, OG, and they gave Michael Vick a second
Yeah.
shot. You know, I mean, you got people spending an obscene amount of money on their pets, and they gave that man a second shot. So I don't, and
Well,
and and
and
they gave,
here's the funny part about that. They made that whole thing about the dogs,
okay,
when in all actuality, the whole breakdown lockdown was originally about the dope.
okay, 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 yeah, yeah,
That's the funny thing. That's the funny thing about it. They
yeah.
originally went to that house looking for dope.
Wow, I ain't even know that. Okay,
Yeah. They originally
wow,
went to that house looking for dope.
wow,
And instead, they found a network dog fighting ring.
yeah. But OG, he got a second chance. Was it
Yeah, he
Philly?
did.
Was it Philly or
Yeah, he
Pittsburgh?
did.
Was it was it Philly?
It
It was
was Philly.
Philly.
It was Philly. I
It
got a
was
question.
Andy Reid and Donovan McNabb.
I got a
You
question for
know,
you
Okay.
because I think this is a good conversation, but I want to get you guys' thoughts on this. And you kind of alluded to it already. Is that Colin Kaepernick didn't get a second chance? Like, why is it Colin Kaepernick? We're gonna get behind the S's. I want to start with Wolf on this, then we go to Sam. But why is it that Colin is not getting that second chance? Now we all can say on different
because they
levels.
don't want to have that conversation.
Hold on, Sam, hold on. Because we all can say from certain perspectives that all right, the dog fighting is worse than drugs, right? We can say that. Anybody who like it's people that don't think drugs is that bad. It's people that think that killing dogs and killing animals is the worst thing in the world you can do. So from a certain perspective, how like why Wolf, why do you think Colin Kaepernick is getting the worst? Because he simply brought attention to something to a certain demographic of people, and we're talking about Latinos as well as Black people.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're talking about Hispanics. Hispanics receive the same type of um,
Yeah.
mistreatment. I want
Yeah.
to say another word, but mistreatment than Black people. Why is it that
Right.
they look at drugs as not really big of an issue, but if you start speaking out against a certain subject, you get blackballed. So why do you think is that, Wolf?
I think it's I think I think it's because when you when you when you did it the way he probably did it, it was probably on like where he brought so much attention, and we could speculate some of those owners have family members that are probably on the side of segregation and racism, man. That's a lot of those owners have old money, man. I mean, they just do, and they might look at it a certain way but they blame the fan bases because they say it's a distraction, and I don't think it's a distraction because social injustice happens every day. It happens every day, and like I'm a Falcon fan from up north, and up here sometimes you don't see those racial color lines that you see down in the South. You see what I'm saying? Like you don't see that, you know? And it's crazy that, somebody that stood up for something and something that's righteous ain't even getting a shot to even mentor a young quarterback, even as a backup. I mean, that guy for what he played was very good. He was very good. I mean, he handily beat the Green Bay Packers by himself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nobody wants to talk about racism, but there's racism in the NFL. There's racism in the NBA, MLB. There still exists. Those color lines still exist. And it's a shame that it does because we're supposed to be supporting a team, together as a community. And there's still racial lines are there. They're still there. There's nothing that I don't know if that's going to ever change. I don't know. OG, what you got?
Yep, you're exactly right. Um, to me, like I said, they don't want to have the conversation. They tried to make what Colin Kaepernick was coming out about, and they tried to make it about the flag, and it wasn't. They did a whole lot of deflecting. Why he's not getting a chance? Because they don't want to have the conversation. They don't want to have to go down that road to explain this, to open. They don't want to have to open up that closet and explain the bones that they have in them little chairs, in them little under the little floorboard, wood board that you pull up out of the way. You keep the little extra little shit up out of there. Yeah, the old dirty family secrets. See, them the conversations they don't want to have. That's why he's not getting a second chance. That's why they keep that's why they keep moving the goalposts. That's why they keep moving the practice field. That's why they keep, moving the interview. Because they don't want to have that conversation. That's why they dragging the feet with this whole email thing with Gruden and with Snyder and Washington. That's the reason why they dragging their feet on it. Because they once they open them folders and open them files, everybody's business is gonna be out there front and center. This is the reason why Cap not getting a fair shake. Because they don't want to have to talk about it. They don't want to have to explain. They don't want to have to engage in a conversation to explain why they didn't want to highlight the fact that innocent black people were getting killed by, unfortunately, ignorant police officers, to put it mildly. Trump became president, and it gave a certain group of people a license to be murderous assholes, to put it mildly.
Every president has an agenda. Every single one. Every single one. That's why I remain neutral, because
and Trump's agenda was he was a secret agent for Putin.
Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna say like this: if you don't if an NFL coach doesn't like a man that stand up for something that he believe in, I
Right.
mean, that's probably, you see what I'm saying? That's probably the worst, because an NFL coach or a GM should want somebody like that on a team because they stood up for something. You could pass some knowledge off to somebody, in any situation, whether
Exactly.
you older or you younger, and but again, the NFL is also a business, and they don't want that type of attention um, to be drawn into what their deals. They got a Prime deal now. They got I think an Apple TV deal, I think, on the table. To show these
Yep.
NFL games everywhere. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it's also a business as well, and I think certain people forget that. We got to understand that the NFL is a business. It's there to generate money. I mean, the commissioner gets paid an insane amount of money per year. An insane amount of money
Now,
per
now he
year.
does. And,
Yeah,
it's
right,
especially after he pulled off that TV deal.
right. And I don't know if they want somebody like Colin. And yet again, it's like, I mean, the Brian Flores situation threw a stumble into a lot of things, which people still haven't
Yep.
addressed.
Yep.
And you
That's
know
something
what?
else that, getting
Right.
it, not even getting backstage, what I'm saying, coverage.
Yeah.
It's just like they
Right.
trying to sweep it up under the rug.
Yeah. Thank God for Mike Tomlin. Thank God for him hiring that man, because I'm not gonna lie. Falcon fans, would you have rather wanted Brian Flores or Arthur Smith? Let's keep it real. I would want Brian Flores in a heartbeat. I mean, he what did he have in Miami? Still was successful. Still was successful.
Yeah.
Imagine if he was the head coach now with all those free agent signings that they just had. Mhm.
He's pretty good.
You
He's
know,
he's a pretty good coach.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I think he's a. I don't think you could go wrong with either one.
Okay,
I put it
that's
like that.
fair. That's fair. That's
I mean, because I don't want to make it because he's a brother.
hmm
That's why I'm trying to. Okay, they're both
Right.
are excellent
Mhm.
coaches.
Yeah, definitely.
They
Yeah.
really are. They're both excellent coaches. I'm trying to put it on a run with talking about a coach and not just a black coach.
No, 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 no. Arthur Smith survived all the firings in Tennessee. We got to give him credit. He survived all the firings in Tennessee.
Oh
Arthur
yeah.
Smith did survive all the firings. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is,
Oh,
if they would have
because
picked,
he survived Jeff Fisher.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But see, look, this is what I'm saying, and we ain't gonna switch to the NBA, but talk right now.
Right.
But nobody give Mark Jackson credit for putting that Warriors team together.
Hey.
Mark Jackson put that team together a little bit, but we
Yeah,
we
he
get to that
did,
later.
and it's sad. And it's sad because of his
hmm
religious views that that's the reason why he lost that job.
Yeah, yeah,
His religious views and obligations that
right,
he refused to give up.
right. I mean, Colin Kaepernick isn't the first guy to do what he did. Does anybody remember Chris Jackson from the Denver
Yep.
Nuggets? Okay.
Yep.
I mean, when you draw
Abdul
attention,
Aruf.
there you go. I ain't want to mispronounce the brother's name, but there you go. That's
I remember when he
that.
changed his name.
Yeah,
And a lot of motherfuckers was making fun of it, and I'm like, man, I mean, the man is following the steps of, his beliefs
right.
of of the religious path that he's on.
Yeah,
I respect that.
right. Yeah.
And
I
then
mean, look,
also, a lot of people also, fail to realize how it helped him deal with his um stuttering and Tourette problem, Tourette
Exactly.
syndrome problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So and
yeah. See,
like
when you ignorantly, poke fun, or don't know all the facts, and then when you find out, the real life, the struggle, the road, the journey,
yep, I'm
and then
telling
you're
you,
like, oh, yeah, yeah. Now you're feeling kind of small.
right. Yeah. I mean, look, man, you got to give him his props, man. No matter if you don't like him or not, you got to give him his props, man. Colin stood up probably at a time where social injustice was at the height, man. It was
Yeah.
at the height, man, of and man, like you like
Matter of fact, you're right. You're right because that was the initial week that he did it. It was actually the week after that cop, the Minnesota, the Minnesota shooting, when the
mm,
boy was reaching for his wallet.
mm,
They
mm,
had asked for his ID. He reached for his wallet and they shot him.
right. See? You talk about Eric Gardner, you talk about, what I'm saying, like just, situations, man, that, what I'm saying, like, that was happening, man. Social injustice is definitely a real thing. And just, me, when I started the YouTube, I was telling Mike, OG, I was telling Mike, like, you even see it in the fan base. The fan base it looked like it's split right down the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got white content creators that don't mess with black content creators, and you got black content creators that you don't see them over there with the white content creators neither. But especially this fan base, I
And
don't pay
there
attention to all the fan base.
and to keep it 100 on that right there, a
Right.
lot of them cats they scared. They scared of that conversation.
But what you scared of? We
You got a
talking
lot of
football.
you got a lot of African American podcasts that are afraid of that conversation.
Listen, it's just talk. What's gonna happen, OG? It's just talk. It ain't like it ain't. This ain't about violence. This ain't about that.
Yeah,
This ain't about.
but talk. You know what I'm saying? When you get the talk going and you get the conversation going and you get momentum into think, a lot of people are afraid of change,
Mm, OG,
and that's
listen,
on
change
both
is good.
sides. You talk that talk,
Yeah, yeah,
you type that talk,
right,
but when it comes to walking that talk,
right,
your clutch broke.
right,
You're
right.
stuck on the brakes. You can't find the accelerator. You can't put it in drive all of a sudden.
Facts. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
But then you
yeah,
want to criticize the guy that took that step, put that car in drive, drove down that road, went
yeah,
down that journey. You want to criticize?
yeah. That's why, man. That's
Okay,
why I think I
make it
think
make
I think
sense.
right. This is what I'm saying because I look like I when I watched Cam's interview and he said, "Look, ain't 32 better quarterbacks than me." I believe him. I believe him. But there can't be 32 better quarterbacks than Colin right now playing in the NFL. They just can't be. And he didn't take the hits that Cam took. He didn't take the punishment that Cam took. We talk about we talk
You know,
about we talk about Drew Lock. Drew Lock is better than Colin. Come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, bruh, they got to be drunk out there. Pete Carroll got to be drunk.
yeah,
Got-
I'm gonna preface my Cam take by saying
Okay.
this. Um, a healthy Cam, a better managed Cam, I would say he would be genuinely right.
Okay. Yeah.
But as we stand right now, at this point, at the damage that has been done to that shoulder and that elbow and that arm,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can't. I can't follow him on that because of that.
Right.
Because there's video documented evidence that you are not the same guy from
No.
2015 the 2017. You're not that same guy.
He's not the same guy, OG. And by the way, Cam did lose a lot of commercial deals because of what he said about women. No?
Yeah, that, and then his vaccination stance. Yeah, yeah. That, none of that helped him.
None of that.
But from a physical standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
if he was 100% that guy he was
Right.
in 2016, 2017, I'd be there with him.
Okay. Yeah,
I'd
2015
be
Cam.
damn right.
2015
But
Cam.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. If
Okay.
he was still that dude,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? If he could throw the ball, you know what I'm saying? 15, 20, 25 times without having to go and they had to carry half his body to the training room.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be with him.
Okay. Yeah. Like
But
I
like I said,
said.
and then I also said in that a better manage because he
Right.
took some bad medical advice.
He probably did, OG.
He took bad
But
medical advice.
but what his stance on women was even though it was just to one reporter, it probably was worse than what
It wasn't
Colin
the
did.
smartest thing to say.
Right. So, you you got a guy who set a president with $230 million and settled 20 cases, but like when you have those contracts, and I forgot the name of those contracts. If somebody could remind me of the not speaking about what happened, man. I mean, they just rewarded this man 230 million with some behavior that's questionable.
Well,
I
here's
don't think Colin.
here's the underlining. I the
let me say this because I I had a question that I saw earlier,
Okay.
and I wanted to kind of speak on, get your guys' thoughts on, and you kind of alluded to it already. You got a guy here at Deshaun Watson that's clearly something happened. Don't know exactly what, but something happened.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened. Now, if you got 20 people that's all of a sudden comes out of nowhere, and I know this is completely different for what we typically do, but we told y'all we're gonna switch some things up. So you get used to this type of format. All right. They're gonna be all lovely, rainbows and marshmallows. No, somebody we gotta get to these issues and these conversations, these uncomfortable conversations. So
Yeah.
we can clearly say to ourselves that, all right, don't know exactly what happened, but we'll be a damn fool to sit here and say something happened, something didn't. Oh, it's like, all right, 24 women, 28 from what I understand, 28, 24, one of those numbers. I think it's 28. But 20 women agreed to settle. Why is this guy still allowed to even play in the NFL? Why did he not come down? And this is the conversation we're talking about with Colin Kaepernick. This motherfucker, all he did was tell a truth. That's it. Tell the truth. But on one hand, this is why a women, even in this sport, don't get respected. They don't get any like look football. You look at a woman who like Maggie. We had conversations. We had shows where people say, "Why are you talking? Why are you even talking? You're a woman. This football." So why is it that we can clearly see that there's an issue involving women, and then you got a guy like Deshaun Watson, all right? Deshaun Watson, another issue where it's women. And then you got NFL players. I forget the punter, the kicker for Seattle, beat the living shit out of his wife. Beat the living shit. And he was beating her the whole time they was married. This dude still had an opportunity to play in the NFL with several domestic violence cases. Several. Not one, not two, not three, several. So you can beat women. You can sexually abuse women and still be in the NFL, but soon as you start talking about, you know, I want equality. I'm a kneel for equality. You banned.
Yep.
It blows your mind because this is what we got. A couple of people probably in this motherfucker right now, probably listening to us saying, "What the fuck this got to do with sports?" It has everything to do with sports because it becomes a matter of equality. It becomes a matter of, all right, if you got guys like Julio, look, I'm gonna just say it like this: if Julio Jones was white, do you think a lot of people would have had an issue with how he conducted himself? Because Tom Brady did the same thing. He did the same thing. Yeah, Tom Brady did the same thing.
Yep.
He complains about, you know, the players that he doesn't have. So he took his ball to Tampa Bay. He brought Gronk with him. He brought Antonio Brown with him. He bitched and complained, and everybody said, "Oh, he's a champion. Oh, he's a good guy." All he wants to do, he wants to win.
So Mike or OG, I've been doing my research, right? I've been doing my research, and I kind of figured out why they gave Deshaun Watson the money. The Browns went from a team that was very expensive, the product, the Cleveland Browns, to one of the last place teams because they don't have any playoff revenue for the last 25 years. They don't have any playoff revenue. Okay? Playoff revenue is very important to an organization. I hope the people in the chat realize this. When your team makes it to the playoffs, that's what they want, is the revenue for those games, whether it's away or home. They get revenue for those games. And what they thought was probably, because the Texans right now are geniuses. They traded away DeAndre Hopkins and Deshaun Watson. Two-headed. So they look like geniuses right now. But the Cleveland Browns, for the over 25 years, have no playoff revenue. Deshaun is able to get them to the playoffs. And then we throw the misbehavior under the bus or under the rug because it depends on his winning, his success as a quarterback. Because nobody said that he's not talented. That's a talented kid. He just might have a problem with misconduct. He has a problem with misconduct. That's the whole thing.
That's putting it mildly.
Right. Well, because we don't want to get sued, Big Sam. We don't want to get sued. But that, I think that's why the Cleveland Browns threw him all that money, because of the revenue that they are expecting to get for his services. because they sell you on a 10-year quarterback plan. That's what they sell you all the time. It's a 10-year quarterback plan. It's a 10-year quarterback plan now. And there's not a quarterback his age that's a free agent. They always pay those guys. Those guys get paid. And if I'm not mistaken, Russell's looking at what, 312?
Yeah, he's looking for about 250 to like 300 something $1 million.
Yeah. And how much older is Russell than Deshaun? Like what, 6-7 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a 10-year quarterback plan because the NFL is a trend. If a team trends in the right direction, every team follows that trend. Falcons included. Right? Falcons included. Tennessee Titans were very successful. We got half the Tennessee Titans on our team now. We got a lot of the Tennessee Titans on our team now.
Yeah.
It's a trend. It's a trend, and bad behavior or misconduct like that is always awarded for. If he wasn't a quarterback, he would not have a job. But he's a quarterback, and the quarterback right now supposedly is the most important position on an NFL team.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What you got, Devontae?
What you say, Mike?
No, I'm Devontae. Yeah,
what's up, Devontae? What's going on, bro?
Yeah, he good. So we're gonna get to the next topic.
Right.
There's something that I think you guys I know Wolf got something to say about this. Hey, if you guys have not seen his K Styles actually called it. He called it. We was in the chat and oh man. He said right off the bat, watch what New York does. So Wolf, what did they do?
I mean, basically the Knicks drafted a guy that, again, nobody could pronounce his name. Nobody knows where he's from. And then they trade him away for picks. And then it's like, I don't even know where we going, because if you're telling me Brunson's not going to change the squad at all. Brunson ain't changing the culture. But the Knicks get away with it because the Knicks in New York are the team. Yankees are there, but the Knicks will always sell out the Garden even when they're bad. They will sell out the Garden. It's unbelievable, the fan base, but the Knicks, once again, I have no clue. Yesterday, I was speechless. I didn't even know how to shoot a short, Mike. I just looked at the app and I said, let me shoot a short, because I was like, there's no reason for me to shoot a 5-6 minute video about the Knicks. There's no purpose to that. I don't even know how you make content on a team that's been horrible since the 90s. Because the Melo teams weren't good at all. The Melo team, Carmelo took everything because he wanted to get out of Denver, and James Dolan wanted to sell tickets. They had nobody on that squad.
Mm-hmm.
They had nobody. The Knicks, again, have been horrible since the 90s. And then that book, I don't know if people read that book, Blood in the Garden, but again,
they ain't been on that level since Pat.
Right. They have not been on that level, and it's horrible because, like I said, people are excited about the Yankees because the Yankees haven't been good for a while. But it's a long season. The Knicks haven't been good since the 90s. And and Julius Randle got exposed because the first year he was here, he wasn't double teamed. The second year, he was getting all double teams. and he couldn't figure it out. He got exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we kind of undressed him.
Yeah, he got
Here's,
exposed.
We kind of undressed him. He ain't been the same since.
here's a question, Wolf, and this comes from D. Coleman.
Right.
You giving up on Randall?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Then why is he even here? I don't understand why he's here. What is he doing here? I'm giving up on him like I'm giving up on him. Oh my God. I'm giving up. Oh my God, I'm tapping out. What? Like I don't understand why he what is he doing here? What is he oh God, man.
Well, you see, leading up to the playoffs before his butt naked debut, courtesy of us,
okay.
he did some things in that regular season. He did some things. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go. I don't want to go so far to call what he did a fluke. But Mike, you said it a bunch of times. When the book gets out on you,
No, OG, it was a fluke.
when you don't have the capability to adapt or adjust, and it shows.
OG, it was a fluke.
And this
fluke.
season here, this past season, from the playoff with us throughout, it shows. It has shown.
No, OG, you could call it a fluke. It was Buster Douglas. It was Buster Douglas at his final. What are you talking about?
Like I said, I didn't want to. I didn't say it wasn't true.
It was Buster Douglas.
I just said I didn't want to because I actually like Julius Randle. You know what I'm saying? But Magic said the playoffs will either define you or destroy you.
This is why he's saying this because he's never done it before and he's not doing it now. So it obviously is a fluke.
Yeah.
But okay, so Randall came from the Lakers, right? Okay, so what did he do in LA? Because he came when the team wasn't even making the playoffs, correct? See, those two markets. See, okay, look, we going now. I'm gonna play bad guy. Right? It's one thing if you play big in OKC. It's another thing you play the same way in LA or New York. Basketball, Boston, right? Baseball, Yankees. You don't show up, you don't play big. You can play big in Colorado, the Royals. There's certain markets where players cannot play. They can't play in certain markets. Now, everybody's saying, well, Matt is gonna do good because he's in the Colts. How the hell do we know that? How do we know he's gonna be good up there?
Well,
it's a different market. It's a different market.
It is. It's a different market.
He's filling big shoes. Forget about Wentz. Forget about Andrew Luck. He's got to live up to that Peyton Manning number 18 shoes.
Yeah,
because they ain't been that good since then.
And to some degree, he has been walking in those Peyton Manning shoes
here in Atlanta. Atlanta, and that's what he's saying. That's
right.
Well, yeah. Oh, that is clear. That is clearly understood. That is clearly understood. It is not the A.
Right. It ain't the A.
But
would you want
like
you guys are Hawk fans.
Now, not that it's okay. We're talking about Matt. All right. And what's one of my favorite sayings, Mike? Video documented evidence.
Hmm.
All right. How do we know? Well, he's played in a dome for all his career. One and two, he's going to a place where he's going to have a couple of things that he didn't have: a defense and a consistent running game, and a coaching staff that believes.
Okay. But the
So I mean,
AFC is, but the AFC, OG,
and then let you say, well, a lot of people talk about
OG,
his age,
yes,
and
OG,
or his arm strength,
OG,
yeah,
OG, OG.
yeah, yeah,
The AFC is game of death. Bruce Lee, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The
mm-hmm,
AFC is game of death.
mm-hmm,
It's game of
yeah,
death. It's not like he gonna walk through
yeah.
the AFC. He's not walking through the AFC. I'm sorry. I love Matt to death. The
Wow.
AFC is
I
game of
I
death.
hear you. I hear you.
Game of
I
death.
hear you.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar stage, not the stage before when Bruce Lee went upstairs, ran up the stairs. He seen Kareem. He said, "Oh, what the hell is this?" That's the type of shit you on. Okay,
Yeah,
that's the type of
I
shit you
hear you.
on right now.
I hear you.
You feel me,
I hear you.
OG? That
I hear
woo,
you.
wee,
I hear you.
woo. That ain't
I
no.
hear you.
It's not a walking. Okay, we walk it. He might get the division.
I hear you, and
He might get the division.
I'm there with you. Yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be a different animal. It's gonna be a different animal.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a different animal.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be negatively on the negative side of that particular belief if he wasn't battle tested. And like I said, we've seen Matt
Yeah.
against dominant defenses. We've seen Matt
Yeah.
pick apart. There ain't a defensive coordinator in the league right now that he ain't seen.
Of course. Of course.
Let me say something right
Okay.
before. Let me say, because I know what Wolf is going with it. What we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
All right. The NFC is not like the AFC.
True.
Especially in that division. That especially right now, damn near every big time quarterback is in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about good teams, not bad teams. You got some good quarterbacks over here, but we talk about teams. We got you got to go through Kansas City. You got to go through the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got to go through the Ravens.
Yeah. The North
team,
the West.
So,
mm-hmm.
But that AFC South
is different. So this is what Wolf is talking about. Like he's used to doing it here in Atlanta, and he's I'm doing it in the NFC mostly, picking most of these players apart. But if you look at the history of what the Falcons have been the past few years, like we haven't played against the AFC well at all.
Right.
And that's including Matt Ryan. We haven't played against the AFC. So he's in the AFC now. So is this going to be the same Matt Ryan? This is something that he has to prove because records show when we play the AFC, we don't play well at all. Matt Ryan plays.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, Mike. With that, in that same vein, given the situation that he's now in, how many teams in his 14-year career here that he's had that now we saw what Indianapolis was last year and what was missing. I mean, given the fact that he seems to be, for the lack of a better term, the missing piece to their puzzle. Just saying.
we're on the assumption that they're going to be able to play with Matt Ryan, that they know how to play with a great quarterback, because you got a great quarterback that comes with different standards, and like, can you hold up? Can you play with Matt Ryan to Matt Ryan standards? Matt Ryan is one of the quarterbacks. You gonna do it his fucking way. That's his fucking offense. So if Taylor gonna look at Matt Ryan like, look, bro, I've been on this team before you. You don't tell me what to do. This is my team. Is Quentin Nelson gonna sit back and listen to Matt say, all right, you win, you got it, you the quarterback. Like, right. These are the questions that the Colts have now. Is that defense still gonna play with that same aggressiveness because they got a quarterback that they can lean on now? If that defense is going to be the same aggressive defense. These are the questions that
you would think that that defense would even get even more aggressive, knowing that they have a seasoned veteran on the other side.
You would think that's the
same thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You would think,
right? But look, certain players go to certain markets and they don't succeed. It's just the market might be too big for them to be in. Right. Because there's a lot of responsibility that come with that, OG. They got to do radio spots. They got to do commercials. They got to do, like, put it to you like this. Let's get back to basketball, right? So Trae Young is the face of that squad, right? So you figure Trae Young got to do a lot of extra stuff for Atlanta so that he could get people in the door. So he got to do commercials, got to do this. So do you want a Kyrie in New York? New York Knicks? No, because the media eat them alive. Brooklyn is different. Let's not get it twisted. Brooklyn is different from the New York Knicks. It's a different league. I'm gonna keep it real. Any Knicks fans on here, any Brooklyn fans on here, Brooklyn is different. Brooklyn team only been around a couple years, bro. They not the Knicks.
I mean,
he don't gotta do media like that.
Carmelo left because
Melo left New York because he couldn't take the pressure. Mm-hmm. It's pressure in New York. Look, OG, look at this, right? The Patrick Ewing is probably the most popular Knick. No rings. Scottie Pippen,
Bernard King,
right? But Patrick Ewing is the most popular Knick.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No rings. Now peep this. I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, the GM, when Ewing was there, forgot his name. I'll probably get it later. He wanted to trade for Pippen. Ewing, Oakley, and Mason said, yo, if Pippen walks into this locker room, we punching him in his shit.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the NBA back then was a different animal, and they respected those Knicks teams because of their defense. They were scrappy. They didn't care if you was Jordan. I know they had
that Oakley, Mason, Smith, Harper, Anthony, Doc,
Charles Smith, all of those guys.
Smith.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All of those guys were scrappy.
Yeah.
Atlanta had some scrappy
when Pat Riley got there and got that spot.
Right. Yeah, it was hard. Listen.
But they were just not enough to get over MJ.
It was not enough.
Turn.
Listen, it was not enough. You talking about you going up against two of the greatest players of all times, and you're probably going up against the greatest rebounder and defender of all time. Rodman was a monster. Okay? Steve Kerr was lights out. Craig Hodges.
Oh yeah.
Lights
okay.
Out.
You talking about that second? You talking about that second go round?
Right. You know what I'm saying? So let's be honest, right? Basketball is not how it is now, because now it's okay. You're my best friend. I want you around all the time. If you was my best friend, I want you around all the time. And they be on that little, you know what I'm saying, on that, that 50 Cent, nice little smooth. If you was my best friend, I want you around all the time. You know what I'm saying? If you was my best friend, I want you around all. That's how it is now. Is that's how it is. Is if you was my best friend. But the NBA back then, listen, the Hawks had a scrappy team when you guys had Steve Smith and them dudes, right? They was a scrappy team. Miami was scrappy. Miami was scrappy with Zoe, Tim Hardaway, and them boys. It wasn't a walk in the park. So, but Ewing could take the New York media. He was able to take the New York media. There's
The
certain
man
players
was
that
born
not
in
gonna take.
Jamaica.
Well,
The man was born in Jamaica.
there you go. And he was
Okay.
coached by Don Thompson from Georgetown.
Yes.
Right. But that boy was scrappy. This is what I'm trying to tell you. If you guys would
then
have got
on top
Luka
of that,
Doncic,
now, okay, a lot of people miss. I give Hubie Brown a little bit of credit for Pat.
okay.
Remember, you know,
Yeah.
he made sure he knew. He made
Yes.
sure Pat knew.
Yeah.
Okay, you're the guy. You're gonna
Right.
take us where, you know what I'm saying? Because the thought process was that because that year Bernard King was coming in, he was healthy, and then remember he tore up his knee the 28th game of the season.
Okay. Right.
Because the thought process was Pat and Bernard was gonna get us
Right.
where we wanted to go.
Over the hump. Yeah, I
Bernard
got
went
you.
down,
Yeah. I
and
got you.
Hugo was like, "Look, it's all on you now. Whatever we
Right.
do now from this point is on you.
Right.
You got to be the leader. You got to be the standard. You got to be the role model. You got to be the star."
Right. And look, we didn't even talk about the Pacers. The Pacers was tough as hell. The Pacers was tough. Reggie Miller, the two Davis brothers, Rick Smith. We talking about some teams that was scrappy, bruh. Scrappy. And listen, let me ask a question.
Them Cavaliers with Mark Price and Brad Daugherty and Larry Nance.
There you go. Let me ask a question,
Rod
right?
Williams.
Let me ask a question because I know Mad Mike and you guys are Hawk fans, right? Think about this. How would Luka Doncic have fared in the A if they didn't make that trade?
I think he'd be still doing what he's doing now.
He wouldn't have
Yeah,
lasted.
but would he have been accepted?
He would not have been accepted in Atlanta.
See?
No.
Exactly.
He
Yeah, they would have ran his ass.
He'd have got the Matt Ryan treatment.
Especially with his little snarky attitude, they would have ran his punk ass up out of Atlanta.
You know, he'd have got the Matt Ryan treatment because not this fan base not understanding. You know, this boy has played a lot of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Yeah.
He was a grown man before he got drafted.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So now, but
it would have
where's
been
Luka Doncic as far as a player rated, and where is Trae Young top right now playing? Who is higher on the list of top 10, Luka or Trae Young?
That's not even. That's like a lot of people won't even they admit to it. But Trey like years ahead of Luka right now. Luka hasn't learned how to be he hasn't learned how to lead a team the way Trey has learned how, especially taking over game. Like Luka can score points. He can score points in bunches, but he can't lead when it.
Right. Here's the whole problem with Luka Doncic. If you ever paid attention, you ever watched Luka Doncic play angry?
He can.
If he played like that, if that guy was Luka Doncic, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But he's so loosey goosey.
He's a damn crybaby. He's a fucking crybaby on the court. He cries, he bitches and complains about fouls. If you look at him, that's when he's angry. That's him complaining. That's him trying to
He's
play with the edge.
well, from that aspect,
That's
he's a typical NBA player.
Yeah. You see what happened to Porzingis in New York?
Yeah.
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 I mean, come on. They said he was a unicorn. They said he was a Kyle Pitts before Kyle Pitts. They said he was a unicorn before Kyle Pitts got the unicorn stamp. They said Porzingis was a unicorn. That's what they said. That's what they said. Where's Porzingis now?
In a bad situation in Dallas. In a bad situation in Dallas.
He's not even on Dallas.
Now kind of going 6 degrees of separation. Here's a funny fun fact for you, Wolf. Had the Knicks kept him and tried to stick with him, you probably have Kevin Durant, because he was a big Porzingis fan. He's a big Porzingis fan.
But okay, listen. Here's the thing, right? Kevin was supposed to be in New York. The problem is, if I was your best friend,
the reason why he didn't come to New York is because they got rid of Porzingis.
Well, no, because his best friend, Kyrie Irving, said, we're going to go to Brooklyn because we're going to be best friends. If I was your best friend.
Right when that shit happened.
Okay, I guarantee you this, and everybody on the chat, I'm going to say one thing. If Kevin Durant was to go to the Knicks instead of Brooklyn, he would be closer to be a billionaire like LeBron James, because James Dolan would have made sure that guy was a billionaire in New York with that name and his play. He would have been close to a billionaire just like LeBron James. Because one thing about James Dolan is that dude knows how to make money. He sucked as an owner. He sucked as an owner. But when it comes to the telecommunications, and Kevin Durant is known to be in Silicon Valley investing in startup companies, he would have been a billionaire like LeBron James.
Yeah.
Guarantee you that.
Yeah. Him and Iguodala and a couple more of them cats down in Silicon. Boy, the money, boy. Them Silicon Valley parties with them niggas.
Because James Dolan knows how to market. They know how to market in New York. That's why Melo was so big. That's why Ewing is still big to this day. Ewing is big to this day. And all the hip hop heads remakes Ewing sneakers every month. There's a Ewing drop damn near more than there is a Jordan drop. He is still
in New York. Yeah.
John Starks off of one dunk is famous off of one dunk in New York.
No.
John Starks is famous off of one dunk in New York, brother.
That boy Starks is still go anywhere and eat free right now.
Eat free. Right,
get a hotel room comp for him right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Have an event and have everybody in New York come out, and I'm talking about, put up all kinds of money right now because of that.
Now. Okay, now I'm going to flip it. Man, Mike, watch this. I'm going to flip that whole thing. Has anybody heard from Charles Smith when he missed them 4 layups against the Bulls? Anybody heard from Charles Smith? Okay,
nope.
There you go. Because there's always a hero and there's always a zero. And Charles Smith was a zero in that game. Missed 4 layups in a row. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yo, you did that, bro. There's video documented evidence.
There you go.
There's video documented evidence. Mr. Producer, if you could pull it up, if you could cue it up, if you could find it, it would be lovely.
He missed 4 layups. 4 layups against the ball. All he had to do was lay the ball up. Couldn't even do that. Where's Charles Smith now? I'm pretty sure he's somewhere around, but he ain't a hero in New York. He is not a hero in New York.
No, actually, he moved far away from New York.
Yes. Okay. It's just
last I heard, Charles Smith was living in Texas, and that was a decade ago.
Damn. I haven't seen a 54 jersey since. I haven't seen a
Because
54 jersey.
matter of fact, because that was on some where are they now shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me ask
John
y'all a
Stark.
question about the
What's
NBA.
up?
NBA because I don't watch. I'm gonna be real. I don't really
Mm-hmm.
watch the NBA. To be honest, the only thing that I do is really Steph Curry, my favorite fucking player right now. Just
Right.
love his game. And I'm a Hawks fan through and through. So I just watch Steph Curry play, and I watch my Hawks. But the reason why I lost the love for the game is it's just it just seems like they infatuated with numbers. Like everybody want to put up big numbers. Nobody want to like actually play for the love of the game, the art of rebounding, the art of stealing, the art of being a great assist man like a John Stockton, the art of being
That
a
that
great
that playground love.
they it's all for the love of the numbers rather than actually and Sam gonna be pissed off when I say this. It's two players that personifies the art of the numbers. Russ Westbrook and LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say this. I will say this. All right. And like I said, it is what it is. I can understand why you would be number friendly, a number awareness, a number aware. Why? Because, like I said, it makes money. It makes them money. LeBron would not be considered one of the GOATs if he didn't have those numbers. All right. Russ Westbrook wouldn't be considered one of the best players in the league because, he averaged a triple double during the entire season. So, this is the question I have for you guys. Do you have, because I'm the type of person, I like the art of the game, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Yep.
the art of the game, not a particular play. I used to sit back and love watching the Miami Heat versus the Knicks
Right.
versus the Bulls versus the Heat. Like those, the Charlotte Hornets when they had Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson. Like, bro, I like to see those heavyweight matches, the Pacers and the Bulls, the Pacers and the Knicks. Like, I like to see those types of matchups. We're talking about, early Shaq in his prime going against Akeem Olajuwon, him going against Patrick Ewing. Those matchups where they baptizing the young guys. You
Mm-hmm.
see a Kobe Bryant early in his career go, having 3-4 eyeballs in a row. Like these are the things that these young guys had to go through to get through the OGs. They had to go, and it seems like now they don't give a fuck about the OGs. They don't give a fuck about the game, the art of the game. They don't give a fuck about the coach and respecting the coach. They trying to get the coach fired. Everybody's trying to get the coach fired. Everybody trying to do things their way. So, am I the only person that has that? Disdain for the current NBA game?
Nah, listen, when you used to watch even the Spurs, the Spurs and those teams, those great teams, and it was more competition. Now the competition is so distant.
Mm-hmm.
It's so like the difference between, remember Denver with Mutombo beat the number one Seattle Supersonics.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had Alfonso Ellis, they had the Kembe, they had Chris Jackson at the time. They had some pieces. Every team from first to eighth was competitive. Now it's not competitive like that, and you kind of appreciate Kareem's skyhook because Kareem didn't shoot threes.
Yeah.
Kareem ain't shoot threes like Bron or Curry and stuff like that. And he and look how many points he scored. You're not gonna. I don't know if you're gonna get that ever. But then again, I don't know if you're ever gonna get that in any sport that you fell in love with. As far as my generation, I don't know if you're gonna get that. I don't know if you're gonna see another Lawrence Taylor. I don't know if you're gonna see another Reggie. I don't know if you're gonna see another Reggie White. I don't know if you're gonna see another Michael Jordan, Isaiah Thomas. I don't know if you're gonna see those players like that. I mean, Are you going to see another Larry Bird? Are you going to see another Kevin McHale? Are you going to see those players? Are you going to see, another Derek Jeter or even John Smoltz as a pitcher? Or what about Nolan Ryan, who I don't even know how Nolan pitched all those years? Are you going to see that? Are you going to see that? Are you going to see a Mike Tyson? Are you going to see another Evander at the heavyweight spot? I don't know if you're going to see that anymore because this generation is different. Deontay Wilder would have been 0-35 if he would have boxed in the 80s and 90s. Deontay Wilder would have went 0-35. Okay, I don't know about Tyson Fury, but Deontay Wilder, man, look, Leon Spinks would have spanked Deontay Wilder, bro.
Ooh, you did not go there.
Look, man. Look. Okay. See, this is how you brought that. You opened that door.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy.
But no. I'm with you because I can keep going down that road. Ken Norton would have whooped his ass. Okay. Leon, Larry wouldn't have went 2 rounds.
Larry would have dropped his ass.
Frazier, it might have lasted. It because of the type of fighter Frazier for it might have went 6. It might have would have went 6. You know, Foreman. The moment the bell rung, that fight over with.
Right. I'm just saying, Mike. I just don't want to go down a rabbit hole, but the NBA changed so much, man. It's not even a slam dunk no more. It's the 3-point shot now.
Well, the guys that should have graced some of the guys that should have graced their presence in San contest, didn't and never did and whatnot. That's a large part of it. As far as what the league is now, I can agree and disagree to that because there's a lot of things that play, with the transformation of what is gone. But I'm not gonna say that I haven't enjoyed the game of basketball in the NBA, since a lot of the quote unquote greats have gone. I can't say that I haven't. And I'm not saying that that's what you guys are saying. This is just my opinion on what I see as the product of the NBA. Is it that aggressive, take no prisoner, thug it out, what we grew up on, what we watched growing up? No, it's not. I have my opinion on that, but we're not gonna go down that hole because that's another week worth of shows. It's a damn if you do and damn if you don't on this. On where you fall on it, what you think of it, what you feel of it, what you see, what you like, what you don't like, what you appreciate, and what you don't give a damn about.
OG, you know that this is
when it comes to this ass.
I take you to the candy shop. That's what it is.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I'm not even talking about as far as the skill is concerned, the 3-point and people dunking it. Like, look, that's okay. That's all pretty and all, but I'm talking about for the love of the game. We talk about guys who look. I'm gonna be real. I'm trying to bust your motherfucking ass if I'm on that court. Look, please play me. I was dunking in the 7th grade. Okay, please put a basketball, man. I'm dunking on your ass. I'm trying to dunk on you. I'm not trying to
the problem with that, Mike. The problem with that, because I agree with you. The problem with that is you have more guys who about getting the brand and getting the numbers to get the brand than
Hey,
you have
that's what I'm
those
talking about,
that
Sam.
who
That's exactly what I'm
are
talking about. That's the problem.
about that
It's
life of
not
the
the love
game.
of
You
the
know what
game,
I'm saying?
Sam. It's not the love
Yeah,
of the game anymore. That's what I'm talking about. He want to be
yeah.
my
That
best
that, that
friend.
that's what I'm saying. I agree with you.
We're gonna help each other get
There are
100
more
wins.
players in the league that don't that are not about the love of the game.
That's the point. So we're not talking. I'm saying the current NBA as it's structured, we can say clearly that these guys are more athletic. They're growing at a rapid rate. They're huge. We got guys that's like 7 foot tall and they're 190 pounds. I don't know how the fuck that's even possible, but we see it now.
Yep.
So as far as the athletics, the genetics, clearly they're light years ahead of the of the past. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about for the absolute love and art of the game. It's like football. I don't give a damn about a guy being able to run a 4.2. Can he catch the ball? Can he diagnose a defense? Can he diagnose an offense? Those are the things that when I look at the NBA, nobody gives a fuck about. All right, I gotta box this guy out. We got a guy right now in Atlanta, John Collins. This motherfucker can jump through a goddamn look. He can jump on top of the damn goal like NBA Jam. Okay, he can jump on top of that motherfucker, do a backflip in the air, and do all the athletic gifted. But when you ask him to box out, and block a shot, he's absolutely clueless. This is why I look at the game, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I despise watching this game a lot of times because I see big guys who don't even know how to box out, bro.
Yeah.
That's the simplest thing in the NBA. And a lot of guys, Sam, you remember this? You guys remember watching that whole season? I forget what season. It may be in 2020 when Russell Westbrook had that career year where he broke Oscar Robertson for record for triple doubles. I saw his teammates literally look at the ball. They looked at the ball and let him grab the ball. We're talking about 7-foot guys who just looked at the ball and said, "No, Russ, you get the rebound." You cannot pay Dennis Rodman enough money to take a rebound from him. He gonna dive in the stands. He gonna hit your grandma for. He gonna hit you in the nuts just so he can get that one rebound. That's what I'm talking about.
Right, but that's how teams also get hoodwinked, Mike, because he did that at OKC, he did that at the Wizards, and the Lakers figured, well, it's gonna work. Remember, Brian said, keep that energy. Remember, they had Carmelo, they had this, that, third. Keep that energy. Problem is, when you're doing that in LA, the stage is big. The Laker franchise is huge. It's not even it's historic, right? If I'm not a Laker fan, right? But think about this. You probably had some of the best players come out of LA. If I don't win a championship again, I'm good if you my age. Because you done seen Magic, Worthy, you done seen Kareem, Kobe, Shaq. Wow. Wow. And Bron got you a bubble ring. He got you a bubble ring. Awesome. You see what I'm saying? Appreciate what the hell you have, because sometimes the franchises never get back there. It take a long time for even a franchise to even get back to that because of what's happening now. Everybody wants to play with their friends. Everybody wants to play with their friends. It's not like they want to compete against each other. They want to play with the best friend. That's what it is. You got guys trying to go back to. You really think Kyrie wants to go back to LA to play with LeBron again when it was a fiasco in Cleveland? You don't have any.
He didn't name in the list of teams that love him.
Right. You don't want to go nowhere where you're able to compete on your own and take a team. No, because guess what? He don't want that spotlight. You got two guys on Brooklyn who don't want to be a leader. They just want to play ball. You need a leader. You need a leader on the team. You got two guys that are very talented in Brooklyn that don't want to lead the team. And now you even confuse the other head case, which is Ben Simmons. You confusing him now. And he just got better out of a bad situation. Because nobody wants to step up and be a leader anymore. Being a leader means that people have to follow you and you have to open up to people on a different type of level.
Well, speaking of that particular trio in Brooklyn, there's evidence in that particular sector as well. We already know that neither Durant Swift
Sam, you going out?
nor
Yeah, you going in and out, big son.
huh?
You going
Say what?
You going in and out.
But
Nobody want to lead no more, Mike. That's the problem. Nobody want to lead. Nobody want to take that role.
nobody
Well,
wants
we
to
know both Durant nor Kyrie are leaders.
It's not. It's look.
No.
This it's not about whether you're a leader or not.
Well, I'm
Because
just talking about that particular
hold
situation.
Hold on. It's not about like this. This is where we have an issue, and I'm talking about a lot of basketball fans. You hear Charles Barkley. He say this all the time. You hear Shaq. You gotta want to take that shot. You gotta want to step up and say this. I'm gonna seize this moment.
Right.
Guys are running from moments. They pass the ball when it needs to be shot. They ignore the media when they, when they ask the hard questions. They sit there with their twiddling their thumbs, and then you got some players like a Durant. Instead of working the issue out with a team, he runs to Golden State. He runs to New York. It gets hard, so let's run to another team. And like I said, this ain't a LeBron issue. We got several people. AD did the same thing. Why everybody ain't up his ass? AD ran like a little bitch to LA. Why? Because he didn't want to leave. These are the things that we talk about. These are they soft. Nobody want to step up and say, "Look, man, I know it's tough right now, but if we get this piece and that piece and that piece, and if I get better as a leader overall, like a Jordan did, like a Larry Bird did, these guys actually got better in the gym. They actually, got better teammates around them. They didn't run to another team and said, all right, let's bring Michael Jordan over here. Let's bring they continually add certain pieces to their team. Those are the things we're talking about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's not so much, all right, are you a leader? It's the attitude like, hey, if you're not gonna do it, hell, I'll step up and be a leader. I don't see nobody doing that. Yep. We got guys like Kyrie said, hey man, being a leader is harder than I thought, man. I'm sorry, LeBron. He don't even want to be a leader no more. He want to play with somebody else. It's the mentality of these players now.
Yeah. I mean, you still got some players that got that, right? Like, damn, it took Wiggins. It took 8 years for Wiggins to pop, and look when he popped. Because Golden State wouldn't have won without Wiggy, baby. Wiggy was that dude. And he's I think he's first overall pick, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look how long it took him to pop, and he, man, that's that grind. That's that grind, bro. That's that grind. And look, Golden State would if Ja was healthy, I don't know if Golden State would have beat the Grizzlies. If Ja was the Grizzlies got a hell of a squad. Hell of a squad. I don't know if people don't know that or not, but they got a hell of a team over there down in Memphis, baby. Oh yeah.
Yep.
They got a hell of a team in Memphis. And I'm gonna tell you what, next year, that Memphis team gonna be a problem for a lot of people in the West.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And Wiggy did his thing. And here it is. Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart. Where the hell was he?
Yep.
Where the hell was he? Okay.
Well,
so
see,
Steph Curry played his ass off.
Here's the exposure. Here's the exposure. Marcus Smart is not a point guard. He's not a point guard.
No, he's not, Big Sam. He's not a point guard, but you had Golden State down 2-1. And then you had Steph Curry with one of the worst games in the series, and they still figured out a way to win. You gotta give him his props on that.
Oh, because Marcus Smart could not settle the offense down,
right,
and give some structure. He was a floor general. He was not.
Okay, understandable.
Go ahead.
But at the same time,
bro, when you have that right there against an experienced, a battle-tested championship DNA squad,
I get it.
There's nowhere else to go with that.
Right, I get that, Big Sam, but you lost the key game when Steph was off.
Yeah,
you lost the key game when Steph was off.
You can't lose that game.
You can't blow that game, baby. And Draymond, I don't care what he say on his podcast or whatever. Draymond was not having a great series, baby.
At all.
Okay.
No, he wasn't, and everybody that watched that series, they know it. You know what I'm saying? So we know Draymond over the. He Draymond being Draymond because that what sells Draymond.
Right, and you wanna talk about? Look, I get it. Look, misguided motivation. This is another thing out there in the chat. Don't be misguided by motivation. Don't be misguided by motivation. You not Kobe, bro. You is not Kobe. Tatum is not Kobe.
Well, look, listen. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum is a good player.
Yep.
He's a good player. He is not a superstar. Not yet. He can be. But right now, that Boston spotlight is eating his ass up.
That's exactly.
And while we keeping it 100, I'm gonna tell you, the best player on that team is Jaylen Brown.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So now you want to talk about like now that's a star.
Remains to be seen,
he had that bad game where he had them turnovers. Yeah, he did. But to be the kind of player that Jason Tatum should be, he should have that boy's mindset, drive, and hunger. because he gives it to whoever steps in front of him.
Yeah. And boy,
Some of the facials that he has given out, and I'd be like, how in the hell y'all this ooh.
if they bring Mike, they got those two youngins. The Golden State got those two youngins that didn't even play, right? Wiseman and Kuminga,
Yeah,
they didn't even play, right?
They didn't even play.
Jesus, bro.
It's gonna get ugly there, man. And that's one
Wow.
of the main reasons why people are saying, the Golden State has a chance to repeat. Because even Clay didn't play like Clay. This is his first year back, really, from
All right.
those
Yeah.
two major injuries. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting for those guys. So we're gonna get to closing, kind of closing. But like this, if you guys like this format, you know what I'm saying? Like the Friday night man is gonna be a lot different. We're gonna be talking about
Right.
a number of subject matters and not just Falcon stuff. So you guys like this format, just show us some love by hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna have both of these guys' channel in the comment section, so you guys make sure that you head there and subscribe to both of them, because like I said, bro, like this is Atlanta opportunity right over here, man. My sports is about people, a platform where we can speak our truth. We're gonna hit these uncomfortable conversations. We're gonna talk about these things that a lot of people aren't afraid to talk about. Nobody wanted to talk about Colin Kaepernick. Nobody wanted to talk about the change in the NBA, the NFL ownerships and all that type. You don't see a lot of that on YouTube. Everybody want to be best friends and talk about this guy hit 30 and that guy hit, that guy hit 40. We want to talk about the big plays and the highlights. Let's talk about what's really real and going on in this situation. Why, I call it Kaepernick can't get a opportunity, but Deshaun Watson is out here in sexual assault cases against women, who ironically in the NFL gets absolutely no respect whatsoever unless you're a sideline reporter. You all dolled up, you got blonde hair and blue eyes, you slim, you're a slim, dark skinned chick, pretty and whatnot, or you got some big boobs and all this type of stuff. Like, you can get some love then.
Right.
You can get some love then if you're a woman like that. All right.
Yep.
We're gonna talk about these types of subjects. So at the end of the day, we're gonna hit some real topics. Y'all want that real ish? You already know what you're trying to say. Hit that subscribe button. If you guys, like I said, if you guys love it, show these guys some love, man. Just show them some love in the comment section. That's all we asking. All right. Do not be afraid to hit those subscribe buttons. All right. I know it's a little bit look, it ain't a damn thing to talk about on the sports world besides baseball. And baseball is boring as hell. Let's just keep it 100. Baseball boring as hell. Until basketball and football get back, this is what you guys gonna get. So if you like this in the off season, hit that subscribe button. And we'll start with Sam to get his last take, and we're gonna go to OG Sam, and then we're gonna get other OG Wolf. Sam, what you got?
I wanted to take a real good swing while we on the NBA. Al Harrington decided he wanted to step outside his whole mind and say he would do damage to Bob McAdoo and Willis Reed. Boy, are you on crack? Do you even understand the men, not even the players, the men that you named in your little soliloquy. Not only could you couldn't even smell them two gentlemen's jockstrap, let alone carry. And you talking about boy? Mm, there's a lane for you, and on that particular highway, it ain't even the emergency lane. It's called the off ramp.
Mm.
You know, step way outside your mind of talking about work in the paint with them two particular individuals. And then let's not forget, you weren't even not even an average defensive player. And you weren't even honorable mention on the offensive side of the ball. So what in the world possessed you to utter them words in front of a damn camera?
Mm.
I mean, are you serious? They just even remotely even thinking things like that from you? That's disrespect to guys like that and Buck Williams and Otis Thorpe and Charles Oakley and Anthony May. Boy, you really just done bumped your fucking head. You were not, never were, and not even in your best fantasy dream could be in the category of those men.
Mm.
All right, Sam. All right.
And you want to say you would do, boy, look at him. Look at him. Look at him. I saw Dan Roundfield. I saw the Bernard King. I saw.
You gonna go through the whole.
Boy, look, he, man,
Yeah.
He needs to be slapped with the unholy grail.
Mm.
Hey man, look.
He uttered Willis Reed's name. Bob McAdoo, do you not understand the ultimate disrespect
He is
of even thinking that thought?
Look, don't nobody care about
Let alone saying it in front of a camera. Are you stupid or you on crack?
Hey, Sam, don't nobody care about no Al Harrington. Half the people in this damn chat probably don't know what the hell you talking about. Man, who knows Al Harrington? I forgot about him. He played for the Hawks, if I'm not mistaken. Who the heck? Man, come on, man. Look, that's a whole. Look, a lot of these people be getting. A lot of people just need time and they need money, so they're gonna say the wildest stuff that they can say. It's like Young Thug putting on that dress. All he did was because he needs some attention. Why you think he was 6'9"? All these rainbow colors on, man. This dude telling everything because he want attention, and he know people gonna give it to him. So at the end of the day, man, like Wolf.
Hey, listen. First of all, you know what I'm saying? I want to thank you two gentlemen for even having me on this platform. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
hey, I was just honored to be on the platform with the Wolf, bro.
nah, man. Hey, listen, it's an honor. Listen, what we need to do is, man, make sure we push this community forward. Let's get K Styles to 1K, man. I don't know why this man isn't at 1K already.
Right
Get
on,
him
right
to
on.
1K. You know what I mean? I mean, listen, we need to push this community forward, whether we white, black, Spanish, Asian, whatever. We need to push this community forward. Let's show our diversity. Let's show that we can come together as a community, man. You know, the wolf is a wolf is an acronym I live by. That's a way of life forever. I believe in that. Make sure that you rep whatever it is that you rep, man. Make sure you do it because we only got one life to live, and it ain't no rewinds in this. There is no rewinds in this right here. Everybody in the chat, I
Preach.
love y'all. I fight for the views. I fight for your time because time is a commodity we can't get back. And I fight for y'all, man. I trust me. I'm up here in Jersey fighting for these colors right here, fighting for this team right here, fighting and appreciating and being optimistic. What Big Sam said, being optimistic in his team. But we don't got to talk about the team all the time because the team is doing what they need to do. Right.
Right.
I just appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody in the chat that showed me love, that showed OG Stan. And Mike, I salute you, bro, for always giving me a platform to speak my mind, my brother. I appreciate you, bro.
No problem.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know what I'm saying? But yo, let's get K Styles to 1K. Let's push this community forward, man. That's all I got. You know what I'm saying? And mad love to everybody, man. Everybody, bro.
Much love.
Hey, man, with that being said, we appreciate everybody for joining us, man. Like I said, we're going to make this Friday Night Madness when it's in the off season. It's going to change. Still have an opportunity to come on and speak your piece. But, hey, like I said, you guys like this format. We're going to, kind of switch things up. You're going to have a different host. We have different hosts, different subject matters, whatever it is you guys want, man. Like I said, man, hit us up. Continue to support your boy, man. Mike Sports, 6-Man K-Style, Jew Talk Sports, Los Falcons, aka the Wolf, OG Sam. Look, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. We out of here, man. Peace.